Whether it's a fire or a crash, we all rely on 911 for help in an emergency. That's why this week dispatchers across the country are being recognized for the work they do behind the scenes. KELOLAND's Sydney Thorson explains why this role is vital to local communities.
Each day is different in the role of a dispatcher, according to dispatcher and shift supervisor Joe Gian. He says it's not an easy job.
Personally, I think the biggest challenge for me as a dispatcher is just not always knowing the outcome of the calls. We dispatch, we get the responders out there, and then from there we move on to the next one. So sometimes, not having that outcome is probably the biggest challenge.
Dispatchers are oftentimes the first line of help when someone has an emergency. They connect the right resources to the right places. The Pennington County and Rapid City 911 takes calls for fire, law enforcement, and medical emergencies. Right now, it has about 45 dispatchers.
We have a great team of dispatchers in there. We are the first line, so when you dial 911, we are the start of everything.
They're the ones that talk them through some really stressful situations. Usually the worst days in people's lives are handled by dispatchers. So they get all the information for us, and so we are able to dispatch correctly, or they'll dispatch us correctly, and with the amount of units that are going to keep our deputies safe.
The Pennington County Sheriff's Office works closely with 911 dispatchers and rely on their information in emergency situations.
They do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that maybe isn't visible as us driving around in a marked patrol car, but is no less important than the roles that we do in the community.
911, what is your emergency?
While you don't see dispatchers in uniforms on the streets, it's important to recognize their work behind the scenes. In Rapid City, Sydney Thorson, KELOLAND News.
National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week was started in 1994 by President Bill Clinton to celebrate and thank dispatchers across the country.